If you're really struggling out there in sales, and if you want to experience what it feels like to have zero buyer remorse, ask the what, when, why, how questions. Diagnostic questions, open-ended questions. Understand what they're really going through. When I usually ask questions with people, and it doesn't really matter what capacity, what they do for a living, I'm not really listening for what they're saying to me. I'm listening for what they're not saying to me.
And you get that by those diagnostic questions. It's not a yes and no question. That's what's nice because, and I learned that from, who is it? Christopher Voss,
Yes.
The difference.
I love his stuff. And I didn't know who he was until probably like 7 or 8 months ago. No joke.
Wow.
Just because his name's very similar to mine.
Oh, yeah. Very similar.
Chris Voss, Chris Ross. So it's only one letter, right? So I didn't know who he was. And I think I was watching something. And you ever seen that masterclass?
Oh, yeah. I've seen his. Yeah, great.
I haven't seen his whole thing. I just saw the advertisement. It said Chris Voss. I guess someone, how like someone just attached, at you or whatever it was. And I guess they typed their name wrong and typed my name on social media. And it says Chris Ross. And I'm like, that's not me. Who is this guy? I was like, FBI. I said, yeah, that definitely is not me. So, but if you're listening to this, Chris, love your stuff, man. Love your stuff.
Yeah.
Love it.
We had the pleasure to have him on the show here too. And before that, I read his book, and that was my big takeaway was we're asking questions that they can't answer a yes or a no to, but it opens them up. Impossible. And, for negotiation, of course, you now have the power because they're just feeding you answers, or your next moves, if you're listening, of course.
Right. You got to listen. I've been like this since I was a very young salesperson. There's always been a notepad on my desk. When someone's talking, I'm writing down things. And like video doesn't really work well for me when I'm on a discovery type of call. Like
I want them about that actually. Yeah, the visual.
I like to turn the camera off and be voice to voice because now I'm going to use my senses and I want them to hear me.
Yeah.
I teach a lot of this with younger salespeople, or maybe some salespeople that have been in the game for 20 years and they think that they need to sell on video. Yeah, doing group calls, trainings, those types of meetings, definitely video. They need to see you as a real person. But when you're I get you to say, when you're in the zone and you're in sync with someone, it's only going to happen when you're using your senses and using your brain. So when I try to, when cold calling, make an example, make it easy for you listeners. Think about a cold call. You have to call someone out the blue, don't know nothing about them other than their name, email, phone number. Love that stuff. When I call, I want to get their attention. That's the first, obviously, objective you have, right? You got to get their attention. Like, hey, Joe, what's going on today, man? I'm going to pretend like I know you. Because you're another human being. You're not special.
Yeah.
I'm not special.
It's like, hi, I'm Chris from here. Yeah.
I'm like, Joe, the purpose for my meeting today or the purpose for my call is blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to dive into where are you at in the world? I'm closing my eyes and I want to use my sense. I'm going to hear what's happening in your background. Is there a car passing? Loud noise? Is it a kid? Does it sound like you're eating out of a bowl? You're eating ice cream? Like, I had no joke, no bullshit. One time I had someone, it sounded like he was taking a bath, and I actually called him out. I was like, you taking a bath?
Like, no, I'm taking a shit.
This is years ago, man. Like, you taking a bath? Are you taking a bubble bath? How old are you? So that's how much you want to be, use your brain and use your senses. And I think you can get my point.
Well, it's a very empathetic way of, you're literally putting yourself, hopefully not in the bath with them, but, in there.
I want to imagine what your life looks like. Yeah. What does your life look like? Walk me through everyday life for you. So if they requested information, can Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, can you do me a favor? And I would like for you to put yourself back in the same emotion when you took action on this program or requested this information. What was going on in your world at that time? I put myself back in that emotion because now I need to figure out what actually made them want to take action. Like now I'm putting myself in that emotion with them. Do you see how that can be powerful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what you're doing, it seems like, is you're bringing them back to this anchor point that might have started this journey that they're looking for solutions to, and here you are bringing them back, understanding, but you're also like rewinding the clock in their brains. And here's Chris along for the whole journey there, and then he's going to set you up with the right next path.
Right. So a lot of times when I discover things, I don't really bring it up with them at that time because I don't feel it's best to bring it up at that time. That could be later in the process. Like, Joe, I really do appreciate you sharing that information with me, and it does give me a little bit more insight on, what brought you here. Here's what I would like to do at this time. I frame everything. Salespeople, you can't do that on the script.
Right.
If you're reading a script and you get to the next question, frame that. I want you to understand that this calls zero judgment, zero issues. I can give a shit. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can say
that's a bad thing. I can give a shit what's happened to your life before me. Good, bad, ugly. I'm still going to be able to deal with it with you.
Yeah.
If you allow me and give me the opportunity to help you. There's people that I've helped and served over the years has given me enough skills and enough understanding on how I can deal with whatever happened. There's nothing that you're going to share with me that perhaps I haven't heard before. And if you do share something with me that I haven't heard, I will bring it up, and your name's going to be that objection. So
that's right.
And because now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to let them know what's going to happen. Think about perfect example. I hate dentists. Not all dentists. I just hate going to the dentist's office. And it's not about the pain because he numb you up. You don't feel it. Let's be real. Yeah. But it's the aftermath. It's like your mouth's numb and you can't feel anything. It's the drill. It's the glasses. They look at you in the eyes. When you look in my eyes.
It's awkward. Who are you?
Yeah. Right? Do I look them in the eyes? Do I look down? Do I close my eyes?
Oh yeah, we're all dealing with
an awkward moment. So I hate dentist office. Okay.
Yep.
So think about what could happen if the dentist office sent you an email prior to your first meeting or whatever meeting. Here's what's going to happen. And if you tell me what's going to happen, there's a good chance I'm not going to get hit with a surprise.
Yeah.
So now I'm a little bit more open to come in and have a conversation or come into the dentist office because I know exactly what's going to happen. Like, hey man, this wasn't on the brochure. This wasn't in an email. Clients, prospects, whatever capacity. I don't give a shit if you're in mom and pop shop, you're selling a t-shirt, popsicle, or you're selling $100 million business. They want to know what's going to happen and they don't want any surprises.
So basically it sounds like obviously the framing is most important right from the very beginning. Before even the thing.
So are you essentially getting on a call with them and then right in the beginning of the call saying, look, I got something to sell, but let's get to that in a minute? Or is
you're no longer, kind of. I try to take the power away from them. You can't buy what I'm selling until I properly qualify you for that product or service or good.
Gotcha.
You can request the information. Doesn't entitle you to, you're able to make that type of decision on your own because perhaps that's probably what's brought you here with me is you made poor choices and bad decisions. So can you walk me through some of the decision-making? What's your decision-making process? Walk me through that. Once I kind of understand your decision-making process, I can start understanding where can I make the proper adjustments for me to make more of an impact with you. Because if I make an impact with somebody with taking the element of them buying a product or service or good out of it, it's going to do what with me? It's going to connect me with them.
Immediately. Yeah.
Now they're like, damn, this guy knows his shit. This guy is not just listening to me, he's hearing me. He's hearing my frustration. He's feeling my pain. But most importantly, I'm not going to do it and be vulnerable with them and, hey, it's okay, your life sucks. No, listen, Joe, you made this decision. Here's what the repercussion. Here's your consequence. You need to hold yourself accountable to that. I can't do it for you. Here's what I can do for you. Grab a pen and piece of paper. And they're like, okay. And but I don't need to tell them I'm the authority figure or the positioning's a big thing. And Matt touched on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to position yourself. I don't position myself because I'm telling you who I am. You're going to know who I am with what I'm saying to you.